It's been officially projected that Biden has won Arizona. This was called by a couple news outlets. I think Fox News on election night called Arizona, but every other news outlet was like a little bit apprehensive. The news like were very, decentralized with what they were calling. Different news outlets were calling different states at different times, and so Fox News called this a week ago. But either way, I think it's officially called now that Arizona has officially become a blue state. Now, it's also important to note that the Senate race in Arizona was a Democrat now. I believe it's Kirsten Sinema and Mark Kelly now that are the senators. Both senators are Democrats now instead of Republicans. Now, keep in mind, I believe Mark Kelly won the Senate seat that John McCain was sitting in. So, it's a nice shift from batshit crazy fucking delusional warmonger to an astronaut that I know nothing about. So, I don't know. I'll take it. So let's read this from CNN. You can read this article if you want, but there's really no reason to. I just highlighted a few things. But for just the second time in more than 7 decades, that's 70 years for those at home, a Democrat will carry Arizona in a presidential election, a monumental shift for a state that was once a Republican stronghold. CNN projected on Thursday that President-elect Joe Biden will carry Arizona, defeating President Donald Trump and providing Democrats in Arizona with the universe of allied grassroots organizations in the state with a crowning achievement a decade in the making. I'm sorry, my body is processing. But again, both Senate seats are Democrats. Arizona's state legislature did not flip to Democrats, unfortunately, but it's very close. I think it's like 1 or 2 seats away from, being in Democrat control. So Republicans have a very narrow majority in the state house and state senate. So that's something also that maybe will, assuming redistricting is not as much of a disaster as it's probably going to be in this country over the next couple of years, assuming that's not the case, things will probably change up a little bit there. But Arizona's trending in a good direction. You see a lot of these states trending in a good direction. And when you really think about it, Georgia becoming a blue state, right? It really just comes down to voter suppression. That's really what it is. There's no such thing as red states. There's just states where less people have the ability to vote. That's really it. It's really just a matter of Jim Crow laws that are still in, some semblance of existing. That's really what defines a red state. Can black people vote as easy as white people? If the answer is yes, it's a blue state. If the answer is no, it's a red state. That's pretty much it. So as far as I'm concerned, Democrats should have a 50-state strategy. They should be running in every district, in every state legislature, every state Senate seat, every county commission, every comptroller, every treasurer, every governor, every whatever. Every single possible election that could potentially take place should have a Democratic politician running. Did you know in Arkansas against Tom Cotton, there was no Democratic Senate candidate for the federal U.S. Senate in Arkansas? They just gave up. They didn't even give someone to just get 20% of the vote for. They didn't give someone out there to just run a suicide mission because they don't give a fuck. As Doug Jones said, who lost his Senate seat in Alabama, he said the Democratic Party cares more about investing in candidates than it does about investing in voters. They don't actually carry through infrastructure, and that's something that needs to change. All they really want to do is give their candidates more Twitter followers and give them more fundraising networks. I know who Doug Jones is in 2020, didn't know who he was in 2017, right? And that's their whole strategy. Now, again, Doug Jones is the one calling this out, but my point is they don't really give a shit about building those operations. All they care about is blasting TV ads every 2 years, every 4 years, making you remember another stupid face, making you remember another stupid name, and not giving you a damn thing about it. And Democrats, they're on the way out. The leadership of the Democratic Party is on the way out. And, that shit can't come fast enough. I hope that Biden and that Nancy Pelosi and that Chuck Schumer are the death grips of corporate control on the Democratic Party. If I have anything to say about it, if I have anything to provide in that kind of battle for the Democratic Party, I hope to God that 4 years from now, no more Nancy Pelosi. 4 more years from now, no Chuck Schumer. 4 years from now, no Joe Biden. Now, Kamala Harris, if that's a stepping stone, I'll take it. But we got 4 years to prepare for that. So let's try to skip a few stones on that one. But yeah, so that's my Biden wins Arizona. Bada boom, bada boom.